Hey y'all, it's Heather from Compassion is the Secret Ingredient, and today I'm going to be making my Southwest hash. This recipe was inspired by Dr. Praeger's Southwest hash browns. I think that they've probably been discontinued. They were this yellow golden potato base with some peppers and onions, and they weren't too spicy. They had like a little hint of spice to them. My version is obviously not in the form of a hash brown, but rather a hash, and I've also upped the nutritional value by adding in some black beans. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've already went ahead and washed up my produce that I'm gonna be using. You need about 4 to 6 yellow or Yukon Gold potatoes. This is where potato math comes in, and potato math is a whole nother form of math. If you have teeny tiny little potatoes like this, then you're probably going to need 6. If you have these big ones, you could maybe do 2 or 3. I'm just going to use my best judgment and say that this big guy equals 2. Each of these small ones is 1 each, so that's 4. And then maybe 5, and then the little one in the back, 6. We'll hope for the best. If I have too many potatoes, I don't think that that's going to be a problem. I also have a pan sitting back here ready to go on the stove top. It has 1/4 cup oil in it. I'm going to go ahead and get that preheating to about a low medium heat. Okay, so to cut my produce, my potatoes, my pepper, my onion, I am going to be using a dicer. You can find the exact one that I have on Amazon. I'll link it below. This is one of the easiest, quickest ways to dice, chop anything. I use this for salads as well. It comes in very handy. It comes with 2 blades, so you do get a smaller dice and a larger dice. Today we are going to be using the smaller diced one. In order to get the potatoes through there, we are going to slice them up. So in this case with my big old boy, I'm not going to slice it this way into slices because then they won't fit into this plate. I'm going to cut it this way. You're looking for 1/4 inch thick slices. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these slices now into my dicer. You're going to have to hit it pretty hard. Now I'm just repeating the whole process with the remaining potatoes. Okay, so I went ahead and finished getting those cut up. I did save one of the smaller potatoes. I don't think I need it. This container is already pretty full. If you're using this system, it's going to be looking like this, where you've got about 1.5 inches to the top. And this is about 4 cups of potatoes. And these are going to go straight into our pan to start browning up. I'm going to go ahead and use my dicer once more to prepare up the onion and the bell pepper. We are using 1 red bell pepper. This one's kind of tiny. If you end up using a slightly bigger one, that's okay. I went ahead and took off just what I call the cheeks of the bell pepper, and we're going to dice those. Still using that small dicer. And then we're going to go ahead and send through 1/2 of an onion. Now there's a trick with an onion to doing this, and that is that you're going to take your onion, you're going to cut it in half. We're only using half, so I'm going to put the other half in the fridge, which I already did. And then I'm going to take the half that remains, and I'm going to cut that into half. And I'm going to take this half, and I'm going to take the pointed part, and I'm going to put the pointed part down and just ever so slightly push it in so that it sits there. And then really hard, you're going to hit this. Okay, so we've got our diced half of an onion and our diced red bell pepper. And these are just going to sit aside until we are ready to add them. They get added more towards the end. We want to really focus on getting those potatoes good and brown. So I am going to go ahead and just set them there, do a little cleanup, and give my potatoes a stir. Back over here at the cutting board, I'm going to go ahead and get the next set of ingredients prepped. It is going to be 1/2 can of black beans and a can of chopped green chilies. Okay, so into my strainer here, I went ahead and put the 4-ounce can of the chopped green chilies. I went ahead and chose mild. I don't like spice, but if you want spicier than that, you're more than welcome to do so. And we are only using 1/2 of this can of black beans, so I am going to watch as I'm pouring it in and making sure that I'm only getting about 1/2. And then the other 1/2 I'm going to go ahead and put in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, and I'll use it for something else. Okay, so I'm giving the black beans and the green chilies a really good rinse. Gonna let them sit here and drain out that water for a minute, and while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and give the potatoes a check. They're getting so golden brown. Okay, so my half a can of black beans and my 4-ounce can of diced green chilies have been draining in the sink. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get them chopped up just a little bit smaller. We want them to really circulate throughout our hash. And so I'm gonna be using a food chopper here. This one's from Pampered Chef, and I really like it. It has the ergonomic handle that you just push down on. You'll see that in a second. If you want to just cut them on the cutting board, you can, but be careful because you'll probably be chasing black beans everywhere. Okay, so I don't want these pulverized. I'm not trying to make a bean paste, so I'm just going to hit this a few times. Give it a check. Every now and then I like to give it a little shake. Okay, so the beans and the green chilies have been chopped up ever so slightly. They have mushed just a little, but not like crazy. We don't have a full-on paste going on. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. My potatoes are nice and dark golden brown. They are looking so good. Go ahead and add in our peppers and onions. Give that a stir. I'm also going to add in our seasonings now. This is salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, chili powder, and cumin. The full measurements of those are listed in the recipe linked below. Okay, so now we're just gonna let that cook down for about another 10 minutes, and then we'll add in the black bean mixture and we'll be good to go. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. The onions have gotten semi-translucent. The peppers have cooked down a little, and I'm gonna go ahead and now add in my black bean and green chili mixture. Okay, I hope you can see this, guys. This looks so amazing. You've got that richer, deeper, earthier tone going on with the black beans. Everything has come together really nicely. I am so excited to give this a try. It's not like crazily seasoned, so you still get to taste the potatoes and the onions and the peppers and the green chilies and the black beans, and they all kind of stand alone, but then together make this really amazing medley in your mouth. It is so good. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed watching me make my Southwest hash, and I hope that you make it for yourself or your loved ones sometime very soon. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember that cooking with compassion can taste pretty damn good.